place I'm sitting right now has its own unique presence. I'm very fond of the white rock. You can't see a lot of it. It has a kind of frequency almost about it. And I'm in a place where the white and almost, it's not black, but it's volcanic. There's prickly pears growing out of the rocks. And there's wonderful, almost golden wheat around me. And the wonderful green desert broom. And the quiet. And there's something that I've been thinking about, but I haven't, I've never actually expressed it. I've never actually spoken about it. It's really what I do and what I live. And I don't mean the medicine of one. Well, I do mean the medicine of one, but what I mean is this particular kind of shamanism that really the origin of spiritual experiences, religion, they come out of our union, our relationship, our being part of this world, this natural world. And so they're really the origins. So all religions really have come out of this tradition. Shamanism to me isn't about necessarily a lot of tricks and magic and beings that are on a different level. It's not necessarily about the upper, the lower, the middle worlds. Ramana Maharshi was probably, certainly one of the most recognized of the enlightened of the 20th century. It happened when he was 16 and he went to a mountain, Arunachala. And he never went further than a few miles from that mountain for the rest of his life. And he wrote these prayers and chants to the mountain. He spent years in the caves just sitting. So even though he's not referred to as a shaman or related to shamanism, this relationship with the earth, the rocks, the mountains, the sun. I mean, he went around with what would look like a diaper so that he could still have that connection with everything, with his body. That's also kind of a physical sense, even though he had no attachment to any of it. So what this is for me is an expression of what I'm calling this union, in a sense, of shamanism and Advaita, or shamanic non-duality. They all sound very kind of too much for me, really. But it's a sense of, in this circle that I talk about so much, yes, you can have power animals, beings from another planet, fairies, angels, the presence of someone who's no longer alive that seems to be your teacher. Maybe they have an Indian name, maybe they have another kind of name. But in this union of shamanism and this path of self-inquiry, they're just part of your circle. They're not separate from you. They're part of your world. The same world that you wake up to and see and interpret through your history and past. So not everybody sees the same world. So your world is populated with different types of these beings. And the key to me is, if that appears to you, let it be there. Let it touch you. Let it affect you. Let it teach you. But don't invest a lot of thinking about it. Don't give it a lot of belief. Just let it be what it is. It felt as if the bird sitting over there was talking to me. Okay. Let me just be what it was saying. Let me be with that. Maybe I felt like it was someone who died. Maybe I felt that, okay? I felt it. Our feelings moving in the circle. This is another feeling. This feeling, perhaps, of there's a presence that of somebody who used to roam around these lands for thousands and hundreds of years ago. I feel that presence, perhaps. Feel again, okay? So all these phenomena can be part of this circle of you. Their movements, their feelings, and in a way they're a knowing. Just let them come to you. Let it be true, but don't invest a lot in thinking about what it means or what it is, or it's separate from myself. So it gets to be part of your circle, but don't create it as something separate from you, apart from you, different from your world. So it all gets to be there. Some people, they have this feeling of the fairies are talking to them, or the angels, and then they doubt themselves and think, am I just being crazy? Is that stupid? So they swing back and forth between these opposite movements in their circle of doubt and belief, rather than each one has its own thinking and belief. Just give that up. Let what happens be there. Let it touch you. Let it affect you. Let it gift you. Let it be beautiful. Let it be magical. Wonderful. And just let it be. Without investing a lot of belief systems in different worlds, different universes, different levels of being. It's like all these maps, right? And yet the one thing that is through all of them is this presence that you are in this quiet, that is the circle, that is endless, that is part of every dimension in a sense, and not separate from anything. So you don't have to throw the magic out. You don't have to throw the fairies, the angels, the animals, it all gets to be there. But they're no different than the other movements in the circle. Just think of them as beautiful gifts, and that Perhaps they bring a wisdom and a teaching to you. But the deepest wisdom is you as this being that it all moves in. And this comes from a relationship with the earth, sky, the sun. I love feeling it all on my naked body, out in the middle of nowhere. That non-separation. I mean, even the Buddha sat underneath a tree. It wasn't just for the shade. That shade was the tree's own beingness that he was being with. So in a sense, the tree was his guru. The tree was his teacher. And so this wonderful world of plants and rivers and streams and creeks and clouds, sun, the sand. This is sand. Can you believe it? I'm down here in this draw in Arizona and it's sand. At some time or another, this was part of an ocean beach. So even things like geology, the history of the land, bring in the magic. They create a relationship with it. And so those relationships can be many different kinds. The magical, the historical, and just what's there, the warmth of the sun on me, the feeling of the sand under my feet, the whisper of the golden wheat. Quiet. It can all be here. Nothing gets thrown out of the circle. It all gets to be here. But in this union of shamanism and some of the most ancient wisdom teachings of the earth, this non-duality, it is in a sense shamanic non-duality. Because all that it moves in is the truth of who you are. The world is inside of you. All of it. All of it. And nothing. You don't have to throw anything out of the circle. Ah, look who's coming over. Come here, guys. Oh, they're so perfect. They are. Anta, come here. So perfect. Anta, come here. Anta, yo. He's not going to come over, I guess. Is it time to go? Okay. My animals are magic to me. They're magic to the people that come to me. They gift them with their presence, and they become, in a way, their power animal. Hanta's so many people's power animal. Yes, you are, Hanta, yo. Ha ha. Yes, he is. And it's okay. Let that be. Let that energy of Hantayo, whatever that is, be part of your circle. Just as they all are part of mine.